You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. I've got your 2-week spoilers running from Monday, August 26th all the way through Friday, September 6th. Adam Newman is going to be begging, and Lily Winters is about to hit back really hard. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt. And we are going to unpack all these spoilers, starting with the action coming on Monday, August 26th. There is a lot going on. Lucy is drunk in a park and called Faith to ask her to come bail her out of this mess. She broke into a bar, she stole some hooch, and she is acting a lot like her dad, Daniel Romalotti, did back in the day. This is all tying back to that deep history. Daniel was drunk. Cassie Newman decided to drive him home. She was sober, but he wasn't. And she died as a result of injuries from a car accident she got in. And here we have Daniel's daughter drunk, Faith in the car. The girls have what seems to be a pretty bad accident. They ran into a wall, which seems very strange. I'm wondering if Lucy did something, to sabotage Faith's driving. Faith is already kind of gun shy about driving after the last accident she had. So Daniel and Heather and Nick and Sharon all wind up at the hospital on Monday. They are all shocked that their girls were in an accident together. Sharon comes into this fresh off one of her hallucinations / confrontations with Cameron. He was hammering her about Cassie's death and how that ripped her and Nick apart. And she was the one who actually encouraged Faith to go help out Lucy. Of course, she didn't know Lucy was drunk at that point, but I'm sure Sharon is going to be very angry. Nick also, this is just bringing up way too much of the past. Kyle and Summer are at a point where they think they can make do with joint custody, avoid court. Her lawyer is going to draw up some papers. Summer thanks Chance for giving her some advice to chill out. And speaking of advice, Phyllis gets some from Nick before he has to go over to the hospital. Phyllis is all about Kyle being off the rails. When she had this conversation the other day with Summer, where Summer was completely unhinged about Audra for no reason. Phyllis is blaming Kyle. She's blaming Diane, talking about how she's conned them both. Nick is like, none of this is accurate. You need to calm down. You need to support our daughter, but you need to stop stirring the pot. It's even crazier when Phyllis tries to blame Summer and Kyle's divorce on Diane when it was Phyllis's faked out the lies that broke them. And that's very clear. But, Phyllis is shifting blame as Red likes to do. Kyle and Jack have a very unpleasant conversation where he complains that his dad is always putting Diane ahead of him. He's super whiny. Jack tries to extend an olive branch, and of course, Kyle slaps it away. So there is a lot happening on Monday. Tuesday, August 27th, Nick and Sharon get this blast from the past with what's happening with Faith, very similar to what happened with Cassie. And again, Daniel Romalotti is wrapped up in it, which is going to be very problematic for both of Faith's parents. Alan Laurent is falling for Tracy, it definitely looks like, and she opens up to him and he's very happy about that. Billy Abbott is full of piss and vinegar and vodka probably because he stops by Adam's apartment to blow apart his life. Chelsea told him at the end of last week that yes, she and Adam did that thing that one time in Baltimore, and Adam, even after Chelsea texted to say the truth was out and that Billy had it, Adam lied again. Adam had to know Billy was not going to let this lie, but he just, I don't know. Is he so stubborn he can't stop lying? And of course, Sally is going to demand that he say the words to her and confess, even though Billy has already blown him up by then. This carries over onto Wednesday, August 28th, when Adam is completely stunned. He has painted himself into a corner. Chelsea let the cat out of the bag, and then Billy came over and let it out again, and he has to come clean to Sally, and it looks like she's packing a bag. She's ready to go. Jack and Diane are very worried about Kyle's ongoing close connection to Victor, and now that they are pretty sure, thanks to Adam's hints, very heavy implications, that Victor is the money man behind Glissade, they realize how deep that Kyle is in with the mustache, and they have got to figure out how to do something about it. They already said that they need to crush Glissade because that will cut that string between them. But Kyle's not going to appreciate that at all. And Chelsea wants to know if Billy can forgive her. Maybe he can, only if he puts all the blame off to Adam, though, which he definitely seems willing to do. Thursday, August 29th, in the wake of Faith's accident, Cameron is pressuring Sharon to give into her darker impulses. Victor is looking to take advantage of things getting even more tense between Kyle and his dad, Jack Abbott. And Nikki sits down with Lily to tell her a little bit about the past. And I'm sure this is some kind of tale about Kay Chancellor back in the day. I'm excited to hear it. Friday, August 30th. Lucy is awake and her mom, Heather, is giving her some tough love. She is going to be furious. The girl snuck out after being grounded and was already drinking once, and now she has stolen booze and she is drinking it again, and she managed to be in a car wreck, and it looks like Faith is probably in worse shape than Lucy is. Nick talks to Phyllis about some of what's going on with Sharon. He's talked to Phyllis about Sharon before, and that didn't stop Phyllis from just being real crappy to Sharon the next time she talked to her. So I hate that he is talking about Sharon's personal business to Red at all. My personal opinion. Claire is upset and confronts Summer, and I believe this is about Kyle having to fire her as a nanny, and she probably assumes because Kyle's not going to tell her that her granddad is making him fire her. That's a scene from the promo if you haven't seen it. So she's going to assume that Summer wants him out of the way, and Summer may be surprised, and she may not be too happy that Kyle is letting her look like the bad guy. All right, the week of September 2nd through the 6th, Sharon's mental health crisis continues to unravel. Faith's accident has sent her to a very dark place. And guess who's there with her? Cameron Kirsten. His presence in her mind is gaining stronger with her spiral over this accident. And she's going to try and fight off his suggestions about revenge. But I do feel like she's going to succumb before too long. Nick is increasingly worried about his ex-wife, but Faith's accident is also hitting him hard and he is reeling. Adam is going to go all out to keep Sally from walking away for good over his lies and betrayal. I expect some absolute begging, apologies, groveling, all that, but I don't think it's going to make a dent. At least not right now. I think Sally's got to blow up. Maybe it'll blow over. I don't know, though. Billy Abbott's life is crashing down around him, both personally and professionally. Even if he forgives Chelsea, he is not going to get over this. He is going to have someone stepping into Lily's role, running Chancellor Winters with him. It may be Chance Chancellor. I do know someone is going to be running it with him, but they haven't released the name yet. But it may be Chance to appease Jill, who's going to be upset that he fired Lily. But if he can convince Jill that Lily's too close to the Newmans, that might sway her. And having Chance there to temper him might not be a bad idea. Victor, meanwhile, ups his efforts to get his hands on Chancellor. Daniel's worried as a dark part of his personal history. Of course, Cassie's death is back to haunt him. Lily Winters considers her next move after Billy's betrayal. Will she go back with the family, back with Devon and Nate, or will she fight back? Diane and Jack implement their plan to topple Glissade to cut Victor's ties to Kyle. Those are all of our 2-week spoilers. Drop your comments on what you're excited to see. Please subscribe if you are not following us. And definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, talking Y&R with you 7 days a week.
thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.